have Femi Adefeso, a basketball expert, joining us on the show today. Thank you for joining, Femi.
Always a delight, Joker.
Thank you, and I'm looking forward to that one-on-one game between you and I on the basketball court to determine who is the best basketball player. But of course, for the Golden State Warriors, I was shocked because at some point it was 3-1 in favor of the Golden State Warriors, and it felt like it was going to be an overrun for the State Warriors against Houston Rockets. But to an extent, Houston fought back, and that game had to go to Game 7, which even makes it more interesting because Golden State Warriors will play against the Timberwolves that really dealt a huge blow to the Lakers this season.
Well, I wasn't surprised because if you look at how the Houston Rockets played, they were very consistent, particularly from the defensive fourth, and that's what ensured that they finished top in one of the top teams, not the top, Oklahoma City was the top team, but they finished one of the top teams in the Western Conference. So I knew it was going to be a very difficult matchup for the Golden State Warriors. Remember, they struggled through the regular season up until Jimmy Butler came, gave them some kind of comfort, and then going against an Ime Udoka side who are very gritty. They hustle the ball, they are built on defense, and some young guys, Thompson, you mentioned, in fantastic game on the night, in Alperen Sengun, also showing why he can play the game. I like that Houston Rockets. I just think they need a few more pieces. And we are hearing rumors already that perhaps Giannis Antetokounmpo might be exiting Milwaukee and going there. But looking at the Golden State Warriors, Buddy Hield, that man on the screen, actually had the night of his life. 33 points. He really carried the burden for Steph Curry, who of course also didn't start up really good, but they managed to get it at the end of the day. Trust Draymond Green to also impact the floor altogether. But what I saw that was very interesting was just how they went to the field throw only 9 times throughout this game. The Golden State Warriors scoring 7, as against the Houston Rockets, who went to the field throw line 23 times. And guess what? They made 18 3-pointers. Right, the total number of 3-pointers that the Rockets shot on the night was 18, but they made 18 out of 43. So that shows the high volume that they shoot, and I think that would be something that the Timberwolves will have to battle against. With Jimmy Butler, with Draymond Green, with Stephen Curry, now Buddy Hield joining the party, I think you are in for a very formidable Western Conference semifinals between those two teams.
Right, but again, looking at how the Timberwolves played against the Lakers, because you talk about the likes of LeBron James, there's Doncic in that team. You expect the Lakers to actually bring up a fight, but it felt like a pack of cards. So I'm also afraid for the Golden State Warriors because I don't know, strength for strength, because the experience of LeBron James and Doncic, you can't even compare it to what we have with the Golden State Warriors because it's just a few of these players who can actually match up with the Lakers and stand to be corrected.
Well, I disagree with you on that. Looking at how many championships the Golden State Warriors have won in the last 10 years as against the Los Angeles Lakers. If you look at recent form, all heads and shoulders, the Golden State Warriors have been better than the Lakers. Yes, with LeBron, yes, with Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic just came in. How many games has he had, with that team? They lost a great piece in Anthony Davis. They were centerless for the better part of that matchup, and Gobert took them to the cleaners. He was the man that made the difference between the Timberwolves and the Lakers, just because they were too small to handle him. LeBron was playing almost all the minutes. You look at the, I think it was Game 5 or Game 4, where what's his name? JJ Redick never substituted any of the starting 5, and that shows just how thin they were from the bench perspective. That's not the same with the Golden State Warriors as against the Lakers. I see a very interesting matchup. I know Draymond Green knows how to play those mental games and also play on the defense. So, and of course, there's history between Rudy Gobert and Green himself on the defensive front. If you remember, their on-field battle that cost Draymond Green some suspension as well. So I really see a battle going on. I see how this will pan out, but I still somewhat tilt towards the Golden State Warriors edging the Minnesota Timberwolves in the matchup at the end of it. But it's going to be a great matchup, maybe a Game 7 at that.
A great matchup. Now, I like to look at age as well because a lot of people love Steph Curry, they love Draymond Green, but we forget the fact that age is beginning to catch up with these players. Steph Curry is 37, Draymond Green is 35. For how long will these players continue to push? Because yes, if there is a Giannis Antetokounmpo joining the Golden State Warriors, it will be a great addition for the team because with the age of Steph Curry and Draymond Green, you can tell that this team, I don't think next season they can even push for a championship, because the kind of young cats we have in the NBA these days, it is going to be very, very difficult for the Golden State Warriors.
Udoka, you have a point, right, from the age perspective. And I think the Golden State Warriors organization already understand that. I think Steph Curry too understands that. You didn't have Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is, what, 36, I think, as well. So they are really on the high side in terms of age. And you can see the young guys coming in. Podziemski in there. There's a Buddy Hield. Although a lot of the young guys are not playing this year, Jonathan Kuminga, Yui Santos, those guys are very young, and I know they will get their own run on the court as time goes on. But as this playoff matters, I think experience is always key in the playoffs, right? And if this is going to be their last ride to getting that title, and I think that's the motivation really, because they know after this, they're not exactly sure what the state of the team will be. So it's enough motivation. You're right, next year might be very, very difficult for the Golden State Warriors, except they're able to put some pieces together. And I don't see this team, staying together for the next 3 seasons. I think in another 3 seasons, it won't be the same Golden State Warriors that we jumped and celebrated that took the dynasty. One of the Splash Brothers is already out, Klay Thompson, and I know gradually it will be Steph Curry's father time and Draymond Green's father time. And then, we'll see a new lease of life. But I'm really excited for them this season. I think that Jimmy Butler addition was much, much needed. That was the motivation they had. Because at some point in the season, they were even looking like, our season is over since Klay Thompson left, and we'll just play what we have. But Jimmy took his magic away from the Heat. You see the Heat were blown out square, and he brought it to the Golden State Warriors, and he helped them push through to the semifinals. So just need one more game to the conference finals, and I think everything can happen from there.
Anything can happen. And permit me to use the books behind you to say goodbye to you, Femi. I would say there's no next, like Michael Jordan's book. There's no next game. There's no next step for the Golden State Warriors. So they have to dream and bring the Black Mamba mentality to win the championship this season. Thank you, Femi, for joining us today.
Great job, Udoka.
Thank you very much. That was Femi Adefeso, basketball expert, and talking about the NBA and the Golden State Warriors.